his cat, sprawled on the sofa in their typical tableau vivant. The man, Eric is his name, with his head propped up by a pillow or two and a hand on his cheek, while his other hand reaches blindly for Kitty's chin to scratch. Alas, Kitty, Dave, Eric calls him, is out of reach, settled, as is his wont, low on Eric's leg. The two of them watch TV. A nature documentary is on, and so the sights and sounds of Africa temper the evening in Eric's dark apartment, the expanse of the savannah, the hoofbeats of the zebra, and of course, the resonant basso of the program's narrator. It is sundown on the Serengeti. When a cheetah appears on screen, Dave's tail gives a twitch. Nor is Eric unstruck by this apparition, for he feels a wisp of deja vu. Suddenly, Eric feels compelled to change the channel. He grabs the remote control and, in order to select a new channel, simply defers to muscle memory. It's the top of the 7th, declares the new voice, baritone, folksy, American. Why did you change it? Asked Dave, his tail a twitch with irritation now. I've seen that program before, Eric rationalizes. And just when it was getting interesting, tucks Dave. That's why I had to change it, you see. Something horribly gruesome was about to happen. I thought I saw a flash of carnivorous lust in that cheetah's eyes. I've no itch to relive the segment that was to follow. If you must know, it features the pursuit and subsequent murder of a cute baby wildebeest. Why, you prude, Dave says. What's so objectionable in that? That sort of behavior might be perfectly natural to those of your ilk, Dave. But for us humans, it's ghastly to watch. Dave growls slightly, but then tucks his paws deferentially beneath his body in the silence. Eric purrs at him, code-switching to feline parlance as an amicable gesture, as though to say, good kitty. Turning their attentions to the TV, Eric and Dave watch the 7th inning as it unfolds in Yankee Stadium. A visiting player knocks a foredoomed fastball out of the park. Eric, not a Yankee fan, sheds no tears, but Dave bellows on behalf of his beloved Bronx Bombers. Please, the other program, Dave whimpers. Eric switches back, hoping to find the episode with the cheetah finished in the meantime, but regrettably the horrors continue. With gnashed teeth and a vigorous shake of the head, the cheetah stretches and snaps stringy sinews from the wee ungulate's still quivering carcass. Yum, purrs Dave. Yuck, cries Eric, who reverts it on to the ball game. A box score soon appears on screen at 7th inning stretch, whereupon Dave pouts and winces at the lopsided score. The happenings on this channel, Dave posits, are many times more distasteful than that cheetah's exploits. Another about face, please, kindly master, and let's stick with the wildlife program this time, shall we? Eric strokes his chin and thus opines. It seems we're stricken by the self-same anguish. While you root for the home team and are chagrined to see them suffer, I cast similar sympathies wildebeestward and am likewise perturbed to see the little tyke get mauled. In short, we're both backing a losing team, and it sucks. But since I, as you admit, am master, and yourself mere mascot, I'm afraid it's this channel that we're stuck with. Dave, for the nonce, is acquiescent. But when a commercial break ends, and the Yankees' leadoff man is promptly retired, his agitation rears anew. I don't deny your sense in drawing the parallel, he says, for the ball game and the hunt are both contests of a sort and therefore similar. In fact, I'd be surprised if the former wasn't inspired by the latter. But while there's a kind of simple elegance to the tug-of-war between predator and prey, baseball is so arbitrary, so overwrought, so simply mired in the kind of absurdity that is the hallmark of mankind. Bravo, replies Eric, amused by Dave's outburst. But need I point out to you that just yesterday, when the Yankees fared more auspiciously, you cast no such aspersions? That hardly wrecks my argument. It just illustrates further baseball's ludicrousness, that it makes a fanatic of you and drives you to either ecstasy or anguish over nothing more or less than gibberish. Runs and outs, first basemen's balks, no-hitters, grounders, intentional walks, grand slams, errors, at-bats, lineups, shortstops, bullpens, bumps, and windups, the home run record, the Hall of Fame. Eric interrupts. A perfect game? By no means, Dave declares, misconstruing Eric's contribution. Well, perfectly weird, perhaps. Though one can relish in the rhyme, there's no reason to be found. But it isn't gibberish, says Eric. You miss the essential metaphor. Can't you see in the stolen base the cheetah who, finding his prey unwary that he sprung to pounce, charges forth with furious speed? And isn't it clear that what we now call the intentional walk has its primordial origin in the lion who, sizing up a potential rival, decides that discretion is the better part of valor and retreats? Indeed, there's no aspect of baseball so arcane that it can't be called a symbol of something most primal and ancient. Well, clearly it's man's want, Dave replies, to try investing life with meaning through a complex architecture and metaphor, putting out of mind the inevitability that such a fanciful tower must topple. And it seems that as a domestic animal, long removed from the wild, I too have succumbed to this lunatic endeavor. Dave sighs. But mind you that in nature, such metaphysical bearings are useless. Nature is pure essence, Zen, platonic form, or whatever you humans are keen to call it. Now let's flip back to that wildlife program. Did you see Jeter ground into that inning-ending double play? Eric replies, if I had to describe it, I'd say it was the pure essence of failure. Dave brandishes his claws. In repentance for the jibe, Eric decides diplomatically to switch back to the nature documentary while the baseball game is in commercial break. The cheetah and his wildebeest are gone, and in their place is a lion and a lioness engaged in copulation. What smut, Eric laughs. At last something you can enjoy, Dave. You forget you've had me fixed, says Dave. You must admit, Eric says, that here is one aspect of nature that man has not robbed of its essence. To illustrate, he switches to the Playboy channel, but then is struck with doubts that the ensuing slow-motion footage of nude women on roller skates is actually supportive of his claim. Meanwhile, Dave has had enough of this conversation. He desires nothing more than to spend the rest of the day partaking in sundry activities befitting of a cat, such as dozing, looking out the window. So Dave quits the couch, leaps with full feline aplomb to the glass tabletop beside the window, and disappears, but for a wisp of tail, behind the curtain. In silhouette, he gazes out into the street, and Eric sits still, spying that silhouetted form. Perfect beyond sense, it would surely please Plato, but as for Eric, envy, deep, shuddering envy.